The internet has been going crazy, especially in political blogs and political YouTube channels, discussing this situation with Kyle Kashuv or Kashuv. I'm not sure how you pronounce the name, but there is much debate regarding the situation of Mr. Kyle, 18-year-old from Florida who is of European Jewish heritage. He was on his way to Harvard University, excelling as an academic, receiving, I believe, partial or full scholarships from prestigious universities like George Washington and the like. But in this particular case, he has had this offer from Harvard University rescinded. Why has that happened? Because he made some remarks that were disparaging or egregious in a private text message or a chat with some other friends approximately 2 years ago as a 16-year-old. And because of those messages that have been exposed, he is not going to Harvard. Now, he has somewhat over 300,000 Twitter followers. He is a popular young conservative social media influencer. And people want to know, is it fair? And people also want to know, what did he say? Well, I talked about some of the things that he said. He talked about Jewish people in a disparaging way, but he also used the N-word. And the N-word is something to African Americans that is disparaging when it comes from other races. Last night I held a call-in show on the matter, and people called in with the defense that, well, you guys say it all the time amongst yourselves. We say it all the time amongst ourselves. Why is it so bad that he says it? When black people call each other that all the time. All in the rap songs, all on the videos, all these other things. You do this all the time. Then I heard Brandon Tatum say, what about your messages that you have talked about that nobody's seen? What about you? Have you not said egregious things? Have you not said disparaging things? What about what your inbox says? Brandon, that's a pretty good argument, brother. I can't really talk about that because I have some bad things I've said on YouTube. I say them all the time on my live stream. Lord knows I didn't set them in my inbox. But see, unfortunately, Brandon, we're not talking about my messages. Nor are we talking about anybody else's messages, Brandon. I'm sorry. As much as a good point that is, we're not the one that is going to Harvard. We're not the one that the people are paying attention to. Brandon, that is an ad hominem. It's against the argument. See, we're not talking about us. I'm going to need you to come back. As bright as you are, as much as I like you on that one, I got to really, you're jilting. You're deviating. Nobody you're talking about in that video is on trial here. Who is on trial here? If you can say that, it's Kyle. His messages got out, not mine. Not yours, not Leroy's or Pookie's. Now I done dealt with my boy Brandon real quick. Let me come back. I like Brandon Tatum. He's very good. Makes a lot of good points. What about you black people who use the N-word? You say it amongst yourself all the time. Why can't he say it? Because people treat you as you treat yourself. Now, this is interesting. This is interesting. I want to talk about this. let's say we take that argument because he says it and I say it. Anybody else can say it. Let's say that. Well, if I go punch somebody and that person that I punch don't do nothing about it, does it make it right for you to go punch him? Does it make it correct? Does it make it feasible? Let's listen to that. Let's think about that. Because you call each other that, does it mean that I can't do that? Let me tell you about something real quick, and I'm going to break this open. I had a coworker. She was what many of you might consider unattractive. We had a supervisor. Let's call him Neldon. Okay, Neldon. That was his name. She used to like somebody on my team, this particular coworker. She would offer all type of sexual advances to this guy. He wasn't interested. And she would offer herself to do all type of nasty things. But see, she liked him, and she would take those and receive those comments back from him if he would give them. And she would not go to HR on him. But see, Neldon, who was somebody she found unattractive, when he tried that, and he tried sexually explicit language with her, you know what she did? She went to the HR and complained sexual harassment. And Neldon got fired from his managerial position. You see, it had everything to do with what she found it to be offensive. We're finding that out right now on ESPN. LeVar Ball, who told this lady, you can, I don't know if he said grind my gears or shift gears anytime. Now to somebody, other woman, that's not offensive. But see, to her, that's offensive. Now LeVar Ball can't come back to ESPN. Now, let me go back to this story. So because black people use the N-word with each other, Kyle should be able to do it. Well, let me flip the script. In the LGBT community, I have a young lady that went to college with me. I call her my play sister. She's gay. I took her out one day with her and her friend, if you want to call it that. They call each other disparaging remarks all the time. They can call each other the F-bomb all of the time. And they are not offended amongst each other when they call it that. But see, if you call them that, then they are offended. Now, does it make it right? Jewish people, some may argue, they might roast each other or call each other names. As we saw with Kyle, he's a Jew. He called other people disparaging names. But we know that Jews will never let you call them disparaging names. We know that. This is not the truth. Or this is the truth. Hispanics will call each other all types of disparaging names. But if you do it, they will be upset. And similarly, black people, we can call each other the N-word all day. And it don't mean nothing. But damn it, if you call us that, we gonna want blood. Because Nobody wants outsiders talking about their people. We are no different. But see, what a lot of people want is for black people to be okay with everybody dogging them, while everybody else get to stick up for themselves. Isn't that right? White people call each other names all of the time. We know that's true, especially the poor ones. Oh, they go hard on their people. But see, they want to be able to, in such a case, I say all of them, but you want to be able to use the argument, well, y'all do, the such and such do it too, but you want to get mad at black folks stick up for it. Here's the problem with Kyle. Kyle is young. I understand that young people make mistakes. But had it have been a black person, had it have been another person saying something about gays, or the Jews, or anything else, they would ask for the same punishment that Harvard is giving. They would never forgive us. 16-year-old black guy comes out, he's talking about gays. Don't let him into Harvard. There's no excuse for that. Nobody can debate that. White person does the same thing. If it's us, don't let him in. But because it's him, we're supposed to be like, oh, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. And George Macon makes an interesting point. We have to protect the image of our people. So what if we don't do the best job that we can do ourselves? That sounds contradictory, right? It might be. But see, we should have the right to talk trash about our own people, as everybody else talks about their own people. But you should never have a chance to talk about us. And just as we would be punished without forgiveness for talking about them, such should be the case with Mr. Kyle. And it bothers me to see you blacks who are here on YouTube and other places giving this young man a pass. Now, whether he gets into Harvard or not, I don't care about it. But is the decision probably the right thing? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're right. Now, is it harsh? Absolutely. I think it's a little harsh. But that would have been the punishment for somebody who looked like me. So such should be the case with him. So anyways, let me know what you think about it in the comments. Should Kyle Kashuv be able to use the N-word? Let me know what you think. Subscribe, hit the bell. Patreon.com/Negro Manosphere. #1 site for black male media in the world dealing with black male issues. Brothers, we have to take care of our own image too, right? We have to represent us in a kindly fashion. As you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.